Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Omari BDC. Thanks for clicking on this video. Thanks for joining in. So today I want to show you guys how I prepare my baby's fruits and veggies for how to feed herself. Yes, for baby-led weaning. If you're interested in this type of video, do make sure to stay tuned and let's get straight to it. Alone inside a crowd, 'cause I can't see you anywhere. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you the veggies and fruits I have available with me and I would explain as we go. So let me start with the bananas. I always try my best not to run out of bananas because I use bananas for lots of things for my baby. This is grapes. Things are expensive now, so I had to buy this. Buying this, though I've taken some of it, I had to buy it for 500 naira. Then this is apples. I'll also show you how I serve it to my baby. And this is pear. And please, a disclaimer, I am not a nutrition expert. I'm not a nutrition expert. I'm also not a medical doctor. This is what I try for my baby and has worked for me. And I tried this after numerous research. So no matter what I share here, it's always important for you to do your own research and do what works for you. I just needed to put that out there. I'm going to steam this. I will also steam this, but I will let you know how you can set this on its own without steaming it. I'm going to steam the three. And to steam your baby's food, it's very important to have a sieve. You have to have a sieve, a steamer. This is not a sieve. This is, I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called, but it's from my rice cooker, and I think is a steamer actually. So this is what I use. Presently, there is no light. There's no light at the moment, but I've boiled water in the pot. I'll place this in the pot. The water shouldn't be so much for the idea is not to submerge this into the water, but it's for the steam coming from the water that the fruits will get soft. So it doesn't need to be submerged into the water. I'll just place it over, cut this. I'll show you how I'm going to cut them. Cut this, place it inside, allow it to steam, and I'll just let you know how. I'll show you as we go, Sha. Let's get started. So guys, I'll first start with the fruits that I'm about to steam so that that can be um you know so that that will be happening while I show you the rest. So the first thing you need to do is you shouldn't serve the peel, especially for babies between 6 to 9 months, or say 6 to 8 months. Peel it. I have a peeler, but I can also use this. You peel it. So I've completely peeled the apples. You need to make sure you wash your veggies and fruits or whatever it is you want to prepare for your child. Wash them very thoroughly. So once you peel it, you just cut it into two. Then, just to avoid the core, cut it this way and cut it this way again. I don't know if this is, if you can see, if the lighting is better. That was too bright before. So you cut this and you get rid of this. You do the same thing to this. You also have to wash your hands thoroughly because you're going to be using your hands for all this. So get rid of this as well. You also cut like this, cut like this, more or less like you're cutting them into wedges. Now the reason why the size of this is like this is because of palmar grab. They call it palmar grab. When you use your palm to grab something, babies between the age of 6 to let's say 9 months, or even beyond 9 months, but let's just give like a general figure. So babies between the age of 6 to 9, 10 months have palmar grab, where they use their palm to grab things. and it will be difficult for them to grab things with their palm if you cut this their fruits for them into smaller pieces, or if they are too thin. So it needs to have some level of thickness like this. The reason why it's this thick is because I'm still going to steam it, and it's going to be a bit soft. So it's good for it to have some level of thickness like this, so that they don't squash it too hard, and it's good for it to be a bit long. So once they hold it like this, they can suck on it, they can gnaw on it, and get whatever, enjoy it as they want to. So I've cut this. I'll also, this is for babies of the age between the age range of 6 to 8 months. I'll also cut it into a little bit smaller pieces. So between the ages of um let's say 9 months plus and above to 12 months, cut it small but not too small. So you cut it in this, at this point they've started growing a bit of teeth, but not enough to chew properly. And remember, it's still going to be very soft. So because I'm steaming apples, and apples are really like a huge choking hazard, so it's best for you to steam them. It's best for you to cut, this apples or their fruits or and veggies into the size, so that they can start practicing their pincer grab. So this is the pincer grab, and they start developing that from maybe 9 months to 12 months. So this is pincer grab. They can start picking, and do they start picking the littlest of things. That's when you notice that your babies want to start picking the tiniest of things that you can't see from the floor. This is the pointer grab. Then from 12 months above, you can just start cutting into really smaller pieces, but don't make it too small if you're not going to steam them, because they can still choke on them. So please ensure you know the difference between choking and gagging. Gagging is just for them trying to learn how to chew, how to move foods around, and just to bring out their process of bringing out the food from their throats. It's not choking. You see them coughing, you see them, making that sign as if they want to vomit. That is called gagging. Choking is when they can't even make any sound, their airways are completely blocked. A lot of we mothers are always scared of choking. So even if our babies gag, we assume it's choking, and we try not to give our babies any type of, whole foods or fruits. But the truth of the matter is, regardless of whether you give them pureed fruits, or um whether you give them pureed fruits or you give them whole foods, your babies can still choke and they can still gag. That's just the truth. They can still choke and they can still gag. It's not just because anything can block a child's airways, anything can make them, uncomfortable. So, but it's better for you to not, because of you don't want gagging, now say you would prevent your child from enjoying these fruits the way they are. Because one of the reasons why it's good to introduce fruits to your babies as it is, whole and not just in pureed forms, is for them to identify these fruits, for them to be able to recognize them and taste individual fruits and veggies as it is. If you puree them and you mix them with foods or whatever in smoothies alone, it's not like it is bad, but don't let that be the only thing you do, because once you do that, they will not be able to know which is which if that's the only thing you do. Just imagine you blending apples and whatever into your baby's food every single time you want to incorporate foods, as in fruits and veggies. Trust me, they're getting the nutrients, obviously. But once they grow and you want to start giving them fruits, and you're like, why are you not eating it? I used to give you lots of fruits. Trust me, the child did not know what was inside that food. To that child, the child was just eating a part one food. So if you say you want to sneak in veggies, yes, it's okay to sneak in veggies because you want them to have, nutrients. But as you're still sneaking in the veggies, find time to also give them these fruits as they are, so that they start recognizing these fruits and appreciating them early on. So I'm doing the same thing for the pear. Call them to first. Sometimes the pears are so ripe that they are already soft. When that's the case, you don't steam them for too long. And even when your baby gets to a certain age, you might not even need to steam the pear if they are already very soft. for cucumbers, you can choose to serve it with the peel. You can choose to serve it without the peel. But since I want to steam it, I'll try and remove the peel from it because I want to steam it. So let me just show you the one I want to steam. Then I will now show you the rest. Then I'm not going to steam. To show you how you can serve cucumbers to your babies. Don't be worried about the seeds. The seeds are so thin, so it can only cause gagging. It can't cause choking. You can choose to remove it, but you don't necessarily have to remove it. Just put this for it to steam. So let me leave that to steam and to see everything. Okay, so that is already on the fire steaming. I'll show you how it is once it's done steaming. So let's start with the cucumber. So if you want to serve food to your babies, the gen is about to go off. Okay, so I'm back. I had to get my ring light. So if you want to serve cucumbers to your babies from, let's say, 6 to 8 months, you cut it this way, thick and long. Thick and long. It should be long and thick. Now, the idea, they might not even get to swallow lot, they might not even get to chew any, they will just gnaw on it. It's best to serve to your babies when they are teething, especially when it's cold. It will suit them. They will just gnaw on it with their gum and they will just, swallow a little bit. If you want them to really get to eat and swallow it, you probably would have to steam it. Do you understand? Leave the skin off. I would advise you to leave the skin on it, sorry, rather, because it helps them, it doesn't slip off their arms and it helps them have more control while holding it like this. Once they start turning 9 months to 12 months, it's best for you to peel the skin because they will start having some teeth to be able to bite on some of it, though it's not going to be enough to chew it properly, but they can start chewing. So you remove the skin, then you slice it thinly, very thin, as thin as you can, so that it will be easy for them to chew and it will not cause any choking hazard. Let me show you how thin. See how thin it is. See, very thin. So this is how thick it should be. Can you see? For palmar grabbing and also for prevention of choking. You can't choke on this. Anything can still happen. So you always have to stay with your child when feeding your child. Don't say because practice precaution, then you leave your child. No, you have to stay within a close range to your child so that you can monitor them and be at alert in case of anything. This is also for primary grabbing, but should be thinner. And this is when they start having teeth because they'll be able to bite on some of it. Very, very thin. Then once they're approaching 12 months, you can leave the skin on and slice it thinly round like this. This is how I slice it for my baby. Don't worry about the seeds because the seeds are so thin they can't choke on it. But if you're still worried, you can always remove the seeds from it. And that's how you serve your baby's cucumbers. Now for the grapes, I have 4 pieces of grapes here. So I would advise that's just my own personal opinion, that for babies between the ages of like 6 to 8 or 9 months, you can mash this grapes for them, mash it, or you know give them in puree form because they will not yet have the pincer grab to pick them and they're really small. Do you understand? So you can mash the cucumber, sorry, the grapes, and you can load it on their spoon for baby led weaning or feed it to them or mix it with their meals. But from the moment they start having that pincer grab, don't serve grapes to your children like this. Don't serve any food to your children like this because it's a huge choking hazard. You cut them this way. You halve them, then you cut them again. For babies between 9 to 12 months, for babies between 12 months and above, just half them. up until 4 months, 4 years, I think. You can do your research, but I think up until 4 years or maybe 3 years, I'm not sure, it's best to have your babies or your little ones grapes, strawberries, blueberries, any fruit that is in this form, cut it into half like this, from 12 months and above till they eat 3 or 4 years. It's not going to pose any choking hazard because it's easy for them to get out the juice, chew on it because of the juices here. So if you want to present the grapes to your, like if you want to add it to their food, all you just do is pop it in the blender, and you can mix it with other fruits, because or if you have a very good blender, you can pop it in the blender, add a little bit of water and blend it. And you can store in the freezer. Whenever you need it, you just scoop out some and add it to your baby's food, because it's also a very good sweetener. It's quite sweet and it's very nice. Now for the bananas, I'm going to cut this into two because it's quite long. You can start serving banana is one of the first, if possible, self make banana the very first food to feed your child once introducing solids, because it's just very rich in loads of nutrients, and it's very easy to mash, it's easy to manipulate, it's easy for baby led weaning, it's easy for traditional weaning, and it's really sweet. It's just nice. It's quite filling because it's high in cholesterol. So what else do you need? So if you want to give your baby through baby led weaning, the first one I will tell you to do is, for easy grabbing, you grab it. For you see, it's very easy to grab. All you do is do this. Cut it this way, so that your baby will not, it won't slip off your baby's arm. Your baby will pick it. So you have to wash the body of the banana very well, because your baby will still put mouth around the peel. But because they don't yet have, teeth, your baby won't bite on this. Your baby will try putting his tongue or his gum around everything up until when he or she is able to put his or her mouth in this. And once he or she notices, or your baby notices that, I'm able to bite on this, I'm able to, I can taste something, your baby will start gnawing on it and enjoying it till this part is done. And once this part is done, you can continue to open to your baby's socks on everything. Then once it's done and it remains a little, it might be a bit difficult for your baby to pick this. So you can, coat it with granite, not peanut butter. You just mash granite or grind it. So the texture of the granite will make it easy for your babies to hold this. Then you can as well just mash the remaining and give your baby, if your baby is having difficulty feeding or picking this, because it might slip off your baby's arm and your baby can get frustrated and even start crying. Practice that pincer grab and they start growing teeth, you cut it into slices like this, big slices, because the pincer grab is still new. You can see how thick it is. Then once they are good with the pincer grab, you can now make it thinner from 12 months and above. See, and that's that for the bananas. So I think our apples and pear and cucumbers are ready, so let me bring them for you. So we have the apples, the pear, and the cucumbers. They are steamed already and they are really soft, but as you can see, they are not yet mashed. So it can get so soft that as soon as you even hold it, it already mashes with your hand. So you just, how you test that is enough for you to bring out from the fire or turn off the fire is, you put your fork through it. If it comes out easily like this, easily, easily, the same thing for this, comes out easily, comes out easily, comes out easily, it's soft enough. Now they can still hold it, because it's not too soft, it's not too mashed, but it's soft enough. And if I mash it, for you to know that it's soft enough, if I mash it, See, see, I can also mash the other side for you to know that it is soft enough. See, before you know it, it's done. They will keep sucking on it till it's done, and they will be asking for more. And this is for the pincer grabbing. See, I can press it with my fingers and it's soft. See, and it's done. So to show you how soft it has to be, but not mash. Don't let the steamer mash it itself. You be the one, or let your baby be the one to mash it themselves. And the same thing for the pear. See, my hands are big, so just imagine the baby's hand. They can grab it like this, gnaw on it, suck on it, and enjoy it. And see, it's very soft. You can even mash it. And their gums are really strong. So even if they don't have teeth, their gums can still do some, mashing and breaking. Do you understand? And for the cucumbers to see the same thing, palmer grab, and is cucumber is 95% water based on my research. So it keeps them hydrated. That's one of the reasons why it's not a bad idea, especially if you have a baby who doesn't drink a lot of water. Just give them cucumbers. Is rich in, it's high in water, it keeps them hydrated, it's good for their skin, and it also has some vitamins. So that is that about that. You can as well, for the apples, you can mash it like this. Just see, for the apples and the pear, mash them like this and mix it to your baby's cereal. Mix it with, if you want to sweeten your baby's pancake, you can also use it as a sweetener. You can make an apple sauce like this. It's just so nutritious and it's so beneficial to your kids. And the same thing for the bananas. For the bananas, I didn't show you, but I can show you now. You can also get the bananas and mash. If you have a bowl, you get a bowl and mash. You mash it like this. You can also have a masher. Once you mash it like this, you can mix it with your baby's food. You can load it in their spoon for them. Once you load it, let me get a spoon for you to see how you load it. So when practicing baby-led weaning, it's very key to get the right set of cutleries for your child. So this is a baby-led weaning spoon. As you can see, it's easy for your child to hold the spoon like this. So you can look online, search online for good spoons for baby led weaning. I got this from Moby Baby, I think, yes. So you can get this from any baby food store, but make sure it's silicone because they can bite on it. They cannot, as in, it's good, it helps with their gum, and it's also good for them. It's better than plastic, but and also it's easy for them to grab. So you just load it. It will be easy to load it if it's from a plate. See, it doesn't even, it will take a while before it goes away from the spoon, and you pass it on to your baby. Your baby will take it, play with it, but eventually the intention is for them to put it in their mouth. If they don't put it in their mouth instantly or immediately, don't worry, they are still exploring. Eventually it will get into their mouth. I hope you enjoyed this video. So I thought to show you my face to end this video. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a thing or two. I hope I was not rambling too much. If you have any input, if you have any suggestion, or if you have a question, please put it down in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. As always, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Please, we're trying to hit that 1,000 before the end of the year. Please subscribe to my channel. Turn on the post notification bell so that whenever I upload new videos, you'll be the first person to know about it. And make sure you stay safe, take good care of yourself. Till next time, bye bye.